Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have Divine Masculine Twin Flame read as well as all 12 signs. There's a lot of stressful energy in the air. As soon as I started reading the masculine, I was getting a lot of heart stress. So it's definitely, they've been going through a lot. There's some difficult cards yesterday. It's definitely not as difficult today for the masculine today, but there's still that energy of stress in their heart, of whatever the stuff they're going through right now. So we're going to get right into it because I have a Divine Masculine read that I did last night at 9:38, which is a real quick one. But I want to bring that into the information for today as well, and then the changes to this morning. But this one's a quick one. And also the mother's been coming up a lot as the bridge or the gateway for the union. And that can represent a lot of different things. The mother can be the Empress, which is coming up again here today. It can be the mother of the children. It can be Cancer energy, because that is the mother, the North Node. So all of those kind of energies are coming up as the bridge. Okay, and of course Gaia as well. So the Earth is the bridge. So this quick one last night that I did, and it's funny because I watched 2 movies last night, and the titles always crack me up. The first one's called Fracture, and the other one's called After. So we're dealing with the fracture and then the aftermath of the fracture, the division, okay? So the first read for the masculine, we had major arcana of abundance, which is that Empress card. We have reason, which is the Emperor, and then the Tower. So there was Emperor, Empress, and the Tower, the major arcana in the read last night. And again, we're here in the full moon energies today, which I think here on the East Coast is around 5:30ish, around there. But we Saturday night out with the full moon was definitely some heavy energies going on last night. It was probably a lot of fun for some people as well. But we had the Emperor, the Empress, the Tower, and then before the read, the Strength card came up, and after the read, the Solar Deity or the Sun came up. So after the fact, the Sun came up. The Sun did rise. There were 2 Wands, 2 Cups, 1 Pentacle, and 3 Swords last night. The Page of Wands was in the read, as well as the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Cups came in after the read. Okay, so the Queen of Cups along with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So that could be like a mother and 2 kids. The King of Pentacles also came up before the read for the masculine here. The numbers here had to do with intuition on the code line, and the number 3. So again, the Empress and Gaia, Cancer energies of the mother, and the numbers 1010. And all the odd numbers were coming up last night again, the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then the 8 snuck in there as well as the 10, 10. Okay, so the 8, 9, 10 begin again. The odd numbers are the triggers. They're the expansion numbers to bring you back to the even after grounding and integrating. And it was all around intuition, with the mother being the bridge, the mother energy, Gaia, the mother, the Cancer energy of the 3 of chalices, the coming together in joy, the I am presence, and using your intuition. Okay, to bridge the earth to your higher self. Make sure you ground. So the mother, the bridge, the gateway, the 3 of Cups are the coming together in joy, the I am presence, and using your intuition. So just getting through this one really quickly. The Empress was coming up weak as the King of Pentacles walking away, coming together at work, jealous of the Dark Knight, and that was coming up again today, where I was asking the mini deck more information specifically about the characters in the read in front of you. And it was definitely coming up as the karmic having some jealousy issues with the Divine Masculine, actually, at work. All right, because of them getting attention and the karmic not getting attention. So this is kind of the energy that's coming up. The Empress weak with the King of Pentacles walking away, coming together at work, so maybe broken up but still working together, jealous of the Dark Knight, powerless to the connection and frustrated. Ungrounded kids now seeing eye to eye, or maybe they're just seeing eye to eye that they're not agreeing. The Fool taking a leap, and the Messenger of Truth knowing they are released from this prison, resting, meditating in the 5D, leading the way with good news, victory, the Dark Knight, death, transformation. Back in the saddle again, getting attention from the 5D and the 4D bridge. So this mother energy is very much about that 4D bridge today. Or in the ER trying to get an x-ray or some kind of treatment. And it was funny because the movie I was watching at this moment when I wrote this down was we were literally in a hospital scene. It does that all the time. The Empress with open arms, the 5D, transitions to the Empress 3D. So it's like grounding the mother, the higher self, into Gaia. Again, I always say the masculine is the 3D gatekeeper, the feminine is the 5D gatekeeper, and it's the bridge of coming together in between. But it's like you're holding the gates open until it's time that you can actually leave your post, okay? The enemy is out aroused by the streetcar named Desire, the Empress, overworking, sidestepping, tap dancing, the whistleblower, Newton's balls, the boxcar, streetcar, the Empress in charge. This could be the one, and underneath that, safe to love. So it has to do with the masculine's false light being attracted to the mother bossing them around, that dark mother energy. So they marry someone who's like that, not realizing it's that false light energy of not love, you know. So someone who's telling you what to do all the time. The codependency there is someone who doesn't want to make decisions, who then lets the other person make all the decisions. And that can just be divvying the things up, like the masculine at work and takes care of everything at work. And then the partner bosses them around at home, you know, tells them what to do. So, but then over time that becomes a resentment. And that's why it is a codependency, because nobody should be telling anyone what to do all the time. You should always have free will. The King of Cups reversed, the Hierophant upright here, with the Death upright, the Star reversed, and the Wheel reversed, all these major arcana here with the King of Cups reversed, who can be just emotionally or over-emotional right now, whatever they're going through, or they can literally have drinking problems or emotional detachment issues. The King of Cups reversed, detached, Hierophant being seen too, out in the open, the Death of the depressed Star, a slow decline. Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Libra here. Detached King of Cups reversed, committed is coming up for him as a death sentence. Like, you know, when you're in a relationship for a long time and you can't stand being in that relationship anymore because you feel obligated to that person, and if you have to deal with that one more day, you know, you'd rather die than deal with that another day. It's that kind of energy coming up. So the masculine, or the King of Cups reverse, coming up as feeling like commitment is a death sentence, and that was coming up in the movie as well. A slow death of depression, chest injury, bow and arrow wound, multiple women getting revenge on him. The King of Cups reversed, and the Hierophant Taurus protecting their stable. So somebody out there may actually have a prostitution ring, or just a few women who, you know, quietly make money on the side, whether it's stripping or having sex with other men. But it could be a stable of 3 women and 1 man, actually. Threatening death to them all if they talk. All right, so this could be this Hierophant and or Empress type energy controlling these people, and they could have been doing this since they were young, so they always had something over their head. So these people were never able to get out of this place as they grew up. Sickle cell anemia came up, as well as siphoning off energy to keep the dead alive. Patience, and that came up in a show yesterday too, where the grandmother was trying to steal the granddaughter to get some kind of experimental treatment from the granddaughter so that she could live, and she was already very old. So again, the grandmother or the matriarch of the family considering their worth more than anyone else in the family. Sickle cell anemia, like I said, and siphoning off energy to keep the dead alive. Patience is number 2, the High Priestess, and underneath that was personal growth. Number 7, the Chariot energy. To keep traveling, ascending with the Chariot, that's personal growth. The Queen of Cups upright here, starting over in love, holding back passions, falling short, traveling to calm waters, and peace. So falling short on energy, but able to find peace. Disconnected and not expressing feelings, energy exchange, a message of love comes in. Counting sheep, erasing mistakes for the masculine, do-overs, in our heads, the light connecting us, the masculine and feminine. The Page of Cups, the new love. The Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands reversed, disconnected with the Page of Cups, which is unconditional, innocent love. New love, Empress. The Empress lost a child or lost love, puppy love, trading one Empress for another, gone through the transition, destined 3 women, patience. So it could be like the masculine leaving one relationship and just trading it in for another just as bad. Maybe they had to learn that lesson again. So it's like trading in one empress for another, someone to boss them around. New love, empress, and there could also be an empress. If coming up reverse can also be someone who's lost a child or miscarried or abortion, all of that kind of energy. And the empress can always be someone who's ill or a mother who's passed. So if I don't say that, it doesn't mean that it can't be, okay? You know what your situation is. I'm very sorry for those who have lost people. People lose people every day. This is life. Not to lessen anyone's feelings. I'm just expressing what the cards are trying to read, okay? So the trading in one empress for another, or lost child, lost puppy love, trading one empress for another and going through that transition. Destined 3 women patience. So this was coming up as, and it could be dealing with 3 women, and it doesn't have to be in a sexual relationship. It can be with the masculine, always around 3 women, whether it's 3 women at home, 3 women at work, 3 sisters, 3 friends, whatever it is. Or, even if they're in the medical profession, 3 women patients. Or maybe it is the relationship that maybe that's how they met their kid's mom, and that's how they met the person they are having an affair with, or the person they left their karmic for to have a relationship with now, who's they're finding out is the same as the first one, or not really much different, and then maybe the divine feminine in the same sense there. So the 3 women patients, but it also comes up as the 3 levels of women. The one who's very depressed, the one who's in the middle range, who's just curious and detached, more intellectual and just being neutral and watching everybody else, and then the one on top who wants all the attention. So it's coming up as that energy, like the 3 bears, and then the 0 point, the moderation, the staying in the middle. The Queen of Cups, the Emperor and the Empress, the Queen of Cups with children. So it could be, the Queen of Cups could be coming up as anyone with children, but they're coming up in reference to an Emperor and Empress, which could be their parents there in the situation, whether it's the masculine or the feminines, or the masculine or the karmic's parents. The process of elimination is going on here too. This was a weird one for somebody. A process of elimination, one at a time. The last one standing wins. So it's like the masculine trying to torture women to see which one actually lasts. So if he strings along enough women and sees which one actually lasts, after they all fall away, then that's the one for him after torturing all of them. That was kind of a sickening feeling when that came up. But whoever doesn't kill themselves wins the divine masculine. So obviously that's not most people. That's probably for one person. Or partners or father or uncle. I was getting for one divine masculine, and it can be more than one here, that whoever the paternal head energy was in their life, whether it was a father, uncle, grandfather, whatever it was, or even a boss, or a partner's father, taking him to pick out a hooker to make his wife. And that could be a male or bride as well. And then score, like them teaching that it's all about the sex, and then you can control them and do whatever you want. You're basically paying for your wife anyway, might as well buy a hooker. So that's what energy I'm getting here. That was 1116, which is Justice and the Tower. And then the Queen of Cups reversed, deceived by the Hierophant Taurus. So it's Hierophant or Taurus, so it doesn't have to be a Taurus. The Hierophant can be any sign. The Queen of Cups comes up as Taurus as well, offering love to one who's been ignoring her, grounding and integrating the 5D. The Queen of Wands reversed, also with an offer of love. Everything was coming up in doubles here. There were 2 Queen of Cups, there were 2 Empresses, there were 2 Pages of Cups, and it was coming up later on in the read too. So I was getting like these constant doubles, like 2 timelines, like there's the shift is happening everywhere. The foundation here was the 10 of Wands reversed, dropping burdens and confessions, hanging out with the 10 of Cups family to see new perspectives in divorcing injustice, or a Libra energy reversed. Surrendering responsibilities to be happy, alone with self, and the central energies were the Page of Wands, the masked boy with the burning desire, but I believe the Page of Wands was reversed in this read. Good news, though, leading the way, needing courage to do the right thing, ego death, with the messenger of truth, rushing in from a negative past or about dealing with difficult kids. Injured and someone told to keep quiet. Discharged, moving to peace, alone in a quiet place. And then the Three of Cups was coming up. The reaping of rewards. The challenge is the Three of Cups, reaping rewards of truth offered to choose left, the new, the divine feminine, and settle out or settle the score. Left out in the cold, behind without a ride home, left stranded on an island alone to become one with themselves. Pushed to their limits, drained and sick in another world, or incomplete home with third party and no joy. Keeping silent, refusing to move or work, and this could be the masculine or someone around them, could be a child as well. Again, I've been getting strike energy for the past 2 weeks. Keeping silent, refusing to move or work, stubborn, on strike, suffering in silence, and separation and heartbreak of the truth. The King of Cups reversed, detached and jealous, in exile of the Emperor, present to explosive situation. And those two come up again today. A lot of times I'll see them as the same person, because the King of Cups can be actually older than the Emperor, can be a parent. But today they're definitely coming up as separate. And at the full moon. So the Emperor upright, free to leap away from depression and an opportunity to walk away from suffering in silence and in need of help in the sham fam, with the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Cups upright, so the children. There were also, like I said, 2 Page of Pentacles came up. They're all, when I'm saying they're both coming up, all these cards 2 at a time, I'm like right in the same area of the read. They're coming up at the same time. So the Page of Pentacles came up together, one upright, one reversed. The Two Cups, Page of Cups came up both upright. The High Priest is standing up for us, fending off others with synchronicities all around them. So everyone's seeing the synchronicities, not just the masculine. The Emperor getting wish of not working. The King of Swords and the Emperor with a new life of suffering and silence, letting go to repair, with the Hermit shedding light on the Queen of Wands reversed in separation, with the King of Cups reversed in the nightmare of refusal to speak, jealousy and exile, present to romance of the Emperor, and present to the deep connection. So that can represent the karmic as well, or just men around the masculine who may have jealousy issues for him. Soon is the Five of Crystals, abandoned and homeless, new passion being seen out in the downturn of the Queen of Swords speaking her truth, of the release from prison and heartbreak, holding back their feelings, the sham fam injustice of the third party hermit, the King of Cups reversed in a bold move or travel. He is seeing himself as the Ten of Swords, painful ending, betrayal. That King of Cups reversed in a bold move or travel, he is seeing himself as the Ten of Swords, a painful end, betrayal, negative self-talk in another world, with lover, with abundant family, third party suffering in silence. With the negative self-talk, there can always be spying and that kind of energy as well. Impatient to rush in passionately now that the worst is over. Attraction came up, new love and past life relationship for the masculine. And then around him, or how he was seen, was the Seven of Swords, suddenly present to detoxing and being overwhelmed. Clearing blocks of the Tower, being on a quest, the King of Wands reversed, they came up reversed again today, to steal back what was lost. So again, a lot of these people that come up in the read may not even be the masculine, or just different aspects of the masculine. So, you know, here this whole read didn't talk about the King of Wands, which could be the masculine, and then they're talking about all these other people going on around in his energy. So yesterday at 12:12 was intuition, abundance, compassion, and synchronicities for the masculine. The King of Pentacles upright drops burdens to confess. And also I think the masculine was coming up mostly as the King of Pentacles today, even though it's not in most of the read. It did come up for me, and I was trying to clarify some of the characters here. And that was coming up as him upright in his manifestation mastery. He drops burdens to confess, the messenger of truth, soulmate, presently with sudden message from Libra possible energies at the full moon at night. The messenger of truth drained, sick, deliberating at home or about the union. And the Knight of Cups reversed yesterday or last night, coming up as the magician, but some jealousy there, or refusing to be loved, grieving their own stubbornness or disability, unable to work, a new life preparation to get their wish, feeling drained and overexposed, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, pending a new life. So this read last night ended up with the King and Queen of Pentacles and then the Ace of Pentacles above them. So I was definitely getting that as the masculine, divine feminine. The Empress dropped burdens, the worst over, risky business of the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, challenged by the third party, abandoned suddenly, and the Emperor sending messages. The Empress, Queen of Cups reversed, new love, message of love, unburdened, uninspired, the Emperor challenged by their third party. Painful end, the worst is over, in exile, taking risk to pass downloads suddenly with messages. Jealous, holding back, new life, getting wish of being overexposed. So not realizing maybe that was their wish to be overexposed, but the truth shall set you free. Okay, so now getting into the read that's in front of you. It is October 13, 2019, which is the death energy, the transition and transformation, the going over that 4D bridge, walking through the murkiness. And the day adds up to the 35-8, which is the Wounded Warrior. So we have the 4 of the 13 and the 8 of the 35. And actually 8 and 4 came up in the after the read cards here as well, back to back. So that's significant there. 4 is the lower energy of manifesting survival. 8 is the higher vibration of manifesting your dreams. So we have the Wounded Warrior, number 8, which also comes up with Mary Magdalene. If you take the WW for Wounded Warrior and flip it over, it's Mary Magdalene. Okay. So we have Death, Bloody Sunday. Today's Sunday. So this read for the Divine Masculine was done at 9:42. The Hermit and the 42 of the Two of Cups, seeing eye to eye, coming together, soulmates, partners. The only major arcana that came up in the read in front of you was the Abundance card. Again, the Empress, the Mother, the Gaia, all of that energy. And she is reversed in that energy today. Before the read, we had the Lovers and the Chariot. Okay, so the ascension of the Lovers. The Lovers was reversed. The Chariot was upright today. There was 3 cups, 4 wands, 2 swords, and 1 pentacle in the read. So weighty on the sides of the wands and the cups. So emotions, love, as well as activities, being physical, passion, creativity. The core cards here were the King of Swords, Queen of Wands, Page of Cups. King of Swords, Queen of Wands, Page of Cups. Before the read, the Queen of Swords is present, and after the read, the King of Wands and the Page of Swords come up. Okay? So, and I never usually get this. This is the read for the Divine Masculine, which can be the masculine within the feminine as well. I was actually getting energy of not only the masculine karmic in the read, but the Divine Feminine's karmic coming up here as well. It's like, even if they're not around, their energy is coming in there as a block. So, let's see here. The code line here was all about time out, and I'm seeing pi in that, the way I wrote it. I'm seeing pi right now. So reminder to center your masculine and feminine energies within. Just always remember to bring yourself back to center again. Take a time out. But it's saying in the code line, this is a time out for the masculine today. We had triple 4s in the numbers and double 10s. And the code line actually was 73 and 4, which equals 77, which is the sovereign, the 9 of Pentacles. 73 is I think it's the 5 of Pentacles. 5, 6, 8, 77 is the 9. Yeah, it's the 5. So 73 is the 5 of Pentacles. So it's that abandonment. And then we have the 4 of the Emperor. The code line here, with the number, besides the numbers, the other numbers were 9, 10, begin again. 3, 4, 5 came up. So we had 4, 4, 4, 10, 10, 4, 3, 2, 1 also. So a countdown there. 57 is the 3 of Swords. 79, the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow. 23 is the King of Wands. 78 is the 10 of Pentacles, the end of the Tarot. And then as we start the read, 27 also came up, which is the Ace of Wands. So the message here was about the key foe. All right? The false chariot, the false empress, the false ascension pattern, the toggling up of the false chariot, the empress of the King of Swords, the emperor of Jesus. And is basically saying, F the chalices, the emotions, the tears. Take a time out. But it was saying to the masculine, the key is the foe, but also the chariot is the feminine within the masculine. It is the ascension. It is not the 3 of the Empress of the King of Swords. Like the Empress doesn't belong to the King of Swords unless you're referencing in the 3D that that's the mother of the King of Swords, or the mother of the children of the King of Swords. It's insinuating ownership. And then the 4 of the Emperor is of Jesus. So Jesus owns the Emperor and the King of Swords owns the Empress in the perspective of the masculine. So it's saying don't get caught up in your false beliefs. Your key is your foe, right? And that came up in a show last night too. You know, you keep your friends close but your enemies closer. And sometimes your mother is the enemy, right? So that comes up here to toggle up the false chariot. The Empress of the King of Swords, the Emperor of Jesus, and F the emotions about it, the drama. The false idea that the King of Swords owns the Empress and that Jesus owns the Emperor, that he is the boss. That's that slave owner mentality, the victim and the savior. The lover's chariot is abundance, the Empress, the Gaia. So it's the abundance. It's the feminine energy that's within you. So you don't own the feminine because the feminine is you. It's about you each balancing your masculine and feminine within and being equal partners in the chariot, right? So the divine feminine gets you there. Let me take you there. So that was coming up with Madonna again. The divine feminine gets you there because it toggles you up. So then I was starting to read at the 7 of Cups here, and the 4 and the 7 were coming up again because we have the 7 of Cups is the underlying energy, but we also have the 4 of Pentacles that comes up, which is the divine masculine's heart. The underlying energies here, the Lovers is here. That's the Queen of Swords here. Then this is the Chariot, the 2 of Wands, so the Twin Flames, the 4 of Cups, the Mastering Integrating, and then we have the 7 of Cups there, the Stairway to Heaven on top in this deck, the Syrian Starseed deck. So the 4 of Cups was coming up along with the 7 of Cups, but also the Chariot, which is the 7, and the Emperor, of course, is the 4. And if you watch me a lot, you know that I brought up the 4 to 7 before as being the sweet spot, and it's come up in other references as well. So in the numbers 1 to 9, the 4 to 7 is the sweet spot, you know, where you want to err towards the side of the light or err toward the side of the alkaline, the more positive. So that's 4 to 7 because 5 would be the middle. You want to err to the side of the 4 to 7, but 7 is a very high vibration to stay at. So the divine, and also 4 and 7 are the cards that I've identified, and not because of this, but the 4 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, or crystals in this deck, are the masculine's heart and the feminine's heart. The 4 to 7, the sweet spot. So that was pretty cool that that came up. And then at 9:59, the minute before the hour of 10 o'clock, which is supported Magician by 3 zeros, which is a lot of source energy backing it up, the bird tapped on my front window. All right, so confirming what I was just working with. I was thinking about, again, about the masculine and feminine's part. So don't forget, the feminine leads in the 5D, but the masculine leads in the 3D. Allow him to come forward as a man, which is the role in the 3D. It's not that he won't be masculine and feminine, but that's the energetic pull. Okay, so the feminine leads in the 5D. You guide him by doing your meditation and grounding yourself and toggling up and connecting in the 5D, which you do naturally anyway. I mean, when you sleep, you don't know what you're doing. You don't have control over that. So don't deceive yourself that you really have control over the situation. It's all guided in divine timing. The masculine has control in the 3D, and he'll be guided in the 3D when it's time to come for you. And the bird tapped on the window as soon as I was thinking that, because someone had said something to me other than that. And I'm like, no, that's not right. So letting go of the emotional cups that don't serve, that don't feel good, the Lovers reversed, breakups, no affection, bitchiness, and a bold move without option to ground and integrate, or in other words, take a time out. That's boredom time. The Knight of Pentacles reversed is, you know, known for being stubborn, being still, taking that time out. But is it really the stubbornness, being negative like the kid in the corner. Time out is go stand in the corner, you're a bad kid. But is stubbornness being bad? Being stubbornness on strike, refusal to move or work, or just being and not manifesting? Doesn't have to. Or asserting your will. Spiritually or in a divorce or break of commitment, contract, established tradition, thinking outside the box, in the circle, which is a ring, or square. All right, so thinking outside the box. So we're talking about a box as opposed to a circle or a ring. And then I was guided to draw a circle and a square. And, we always think of the circle as being better because it's energetic. But don't forget that the box is actually a diamond, which is actually two cones put together like the valve of the vein. All right, so even the circle has the square in the middle, because if you draw the lines through the middle, the 90-degree angle is the middle of the circle. So there's still that angle of the square, but they actually become cones. So either way you look at it, the circle and the square are still both cones. They're no different. It's just that the diamond with the square on the outside, where you put the circle on the inside of the square is the energetic housing. The square inside the circle becomes the cone. But then I'm getting the reference that the circle with the square inside is the portal, whereas the square, that's more like us, the square is our housing, because we're the circle as the human with the source we're embodying source energy. We're the circle inside the square, just like the television, because that is the eye to the soul. So the square inside the circle is coming up as the portal, but the circle inside the square is the human eye to the soul, or to your higher self. So great riches is coming up here, offering self a new life, no options, no joy, coming together to co-create, feeling a burden, causes suffering, but masculine now healing and going through forgiveness process. The gate is being shown here to be wide open to heal the broken heart, specifically. Prepare for a new life and decide what it is. What is your new life prior to implementation? Third-party gossip, overindulging, antisocial behavior, or no social life, or no parties. All work is a burden, because obviously it's not balanced, that you need to open the gate and lighten up. Heal and forgive. Let go of attachments. Dysfunctional family comes up here as the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the Empress reversed, that dark mother energy, unless, of course, if it's referencing someone who's sick or has had a loss, like a miscarriage or an abortion, or it's just an ill mother or a mother who's passed recently, that can be, but that's not what they're going into right now, okay? So dysfunctional family, Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the Empress reversed, the mother or dark mother energy, and the High Priestess reversed, coming up as the karmic energy, someone not using their intuition, or the secret is out. It's like the masculine who keeps repairing what can't be fixed. Like he keeps thinking he can fix it, but keeps going back and forth. So it could be a lot of breaking up and coming back together, or just having big fights and then and knowing he can fix it, even though it's not fixable. The masculine, the key here is that they must choose, instead of to fix others, they must choose to heal themselves first. If the others want to heal themselves first, then they can come back in your situation due to resonation, but that will be natural and it won't be forced. It won't be by will. The skyline comes up here, the picture window, the curtains. Letting go is making room for something or someone new. And that was at 1024, the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands, but also the end of karma, the Omega. The Emperor reversed and the High Priestess, that is actually the Empress. The Empress reversed and the High Priestess reversed. Are they the women you actually dream of in your life? So it's saying, we're all supposed to be manifesting what feels good in our life. So it's saying to the masculine, you have some of the darkest power energies around you. You have the Empress reversed and the High Priestess reversed. Is that the women you dream of in your life? I mean, that's the most negative energy you can have. An Empress reversed and a High Priestess reversed. You don't want to mess with that energy. They only have money on the brain. Power and passion obsession, not love, not love and gold coin, but rather money on the brain and power and passion. More money on the curtains and beautiful view of the outside, but what is the view inside the house, the apartment, and you? Express your love comes up for the masculine, and underneath that was children, that they are affecting your love life. Why are you letting them? You deserve love too. No date, no holding hands, no footsie under the table, no arm wrestling, left alone. No other. Standing at the gate, dazed and confused, sweets and tweets above their heads, both looking to enter the house with their back turned to nature. So it's like the masculine and the karmic standing at the gate again, her trying to manipulate him back in the house, and him vacillating and not making a choice either way. Standing at the gate, dazed and confused, sweets and tweets above their head, both looking to enter house with their back turned towards nature, towards allowing things to happen naturally. The weather vane, iron scroll work, shelves brought home from school, splitting up their gifts, the kids. So it's saying maybe they're having a hard time leaving because they don't want to split up the kids' gifts. Spirit's saying here that the children are your gifts. Knowing about tulips or two lips and refusing to wake up and do anything about it. Okay? Dark Empress reversed with snake at her side and Adonis's arms tied, professing she's a nature queen and all about lovebirds. See, they're all on my stick, and it's pink. She presents her family crest with more lovebirds in Wrangler style, red boots to profess her power, sexy draping and royal blankets, shell and dead bug at her feet. Okay, right there. So the Empress reverse here could be ill, like I said, or may have lost her Empress status. So that could piss an Empress off for sure. Being sneaky or coming clean, refused to wake up, so they were dumped out of bed and dumped out of the house. In a shopping cart, perhaps. Trying not to look, but with need to get a handle on the truth, her foot didn't fit the glass slipper, or foot the bill. All the stuff gone, the jerk. Just this lamp is all I need. And neediness issues coming up here. Forced to dump the shopping cart. Royal Dalton, Royal Crown Royal, and fleur-de-lis, red and white leathers and patches. Curtains and blankets all must go. So yard or estate sales also come up here. No more homeless friends at the house or family in-laws taking advantage of your comfort. Rebirth comes up, which is number 16, the tower energy. And beneath that was environment, the green environment of 44, mastering, grounding, and integrating. Awake with ankle caught in chains, tied to foosball game. The world is in disarray. No more mask. It gets pulled off your face in the world turning upside down. You lose it whether you like it or not. The dream family and the hermit or queen of wands and the 3 of swords. The Hayam to life. Cheers. 4 to 5 to 7 diamonds. Chalet, exposed wood beams or logs, barrels, wood home, magnets on fire, stingers, lasers, Jupiter, new passion, the 12-3-19 change of Jupiter from Sagittarius to Capricorn. Okay, so then we come into Capricorn with Jupiter December 3rd, and that goes through till December 18th, 2020. Inspired to be practical, save and be grounded, responsible and yet materialistic, which is Capricorn energy. Igniting a posh life, a barrel, no 2 barrels of monkeys. Monk, keys, the masculine and feminine, the hermits, who are the keys. Don't forget I told you the keys is the masculine's mouth and the feminine's vaginal portal. Okay? Getting him to speak, and then the physical union. The 2 waves come up here, and then a third is separate. The first wave is coming up as the big wave, more structured and permanent, like the rod and staff unions, the families who are going to be more, not traveling all the time. And then there were 2 smaller and less permanent waves coming up, or less permanent or fixed. There's more movement among them. But like I said, the rod and staff more fixed, and this was at 11:07. The second wave was coming up as less people, and the third wave is younger but more people than the second. But they're both more mobile, because obviously they're younger and they're not older and getting old or have kids and have lots of responsibilities. So we turn the page. It's 11:07. It's coming up as a more warm and cozy place going into Capricorn, even though it's the fall of Sagittarius. Of Jupiter placement. It's not a good Jupiter placement because Jupiter's all about expansion. It's about learning to be more practical, kind of more Saturnian energy of saving. But it's a very materialistic energy as well, but being more responsible. Breaking down free from the box to wealth and wisdom while the world turns around. Breaking dawn. So dawn again is that delta dawn. It's the pooling of the water when it gets stagnant. And again, that's the time to be bored, right? To ground and integrate. It's time to be still. This is saying breaking dawn. So once the water pools to the dam and then it falls over, so then it's free again, or the 2 seas come into one, so it takes time for them to integrate into the one lane. Breaking dawn, free from the box, right? All of a sudden when the water's free, or you're free from the traffic jam. To wealth and wisdom while the world turns around for the Queen of Wands in separation, propelling both to celebrate more and spend less. Holding on loosely and letting go of emotional ties, healing, forgiving, now secret is out. Express your love, Divine Masculine, and dumping those who refuse to wake up in the rebirth. All right, so we're definitely going through a rebirthing process here. The recent energy here is holding on to, it's like the Queen of Wands is there, right? So she's upright, but she's holding on to money and dumping emotional attachments. But she's not dumping the physical attachments, only the emotional ones, like people. She cares about the stuff more than the people. So it's coming up as the recent past, the Queen of Wands upright, but on her is coming up the Divine Masculine twin, as well as the third party, strategizing a new plan to receive or pull in new passion destined to be. In the surrender to split, the Queen of Wands may feel hung out to dry and trying to cut through the crap. The foundation here is the abundance reversed, the Emperor reversed, and the Page of Cups upright, and the Page of Pentacles reversed. So again, the mother and children coming up here. The Emperor reversed, or the Empress reversed. I keep saying that. My pen. The Empress reversed with 2 kids, perhaps. This Empress reversed can represent more than one thing. It doesn't just have to represent a mother with 2 kids. It also can represent their mother, also abundance, lack, and also the earth. Okay, but here the Empress reversed with 2 kids. One kid coming up as very loving and open-hearted, and the other one possibly a poor student or more needy. Not walking away, but working through these energies of clinginess and failure, wanting attention or sneakiness under the radar. Getting real, healing while this gate is open. Lack and passion without intuition, trying to manipulate others to your own will. All right, so whoever this is, the Empress reversed here with the 2 kids can be actually the mother of the masculine or feminine, the Divine Masculine or the karmic, taking care of the kids while the Queen of Wands is going through whatever breakup and split stuff she's going with or dealing with. Because it's like she's feeling hung out to dry, realizing that the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are actually, planning how to come together. She's aware of this. So it's the surrender of all 3, but going through the split, the Queen of Wands now feels hung out to dry and is trying to see new perspectives and learn the same. So while this gate is wide open, Queen of Wands getting real, so this Empress reversed may be stuck with the kids but not happy about it. So getting real, healing while the gate is open, with lack and passion without intuition, trying to manipulate others to your will. So obviously the Queen of Wands got somebody's mother to take care of the kids so she wouldn't have to deal with the burden. Possibly letting go of the entire family for the masculine. That was 1121. And that's when I was noting that how hard it was to breathe. Like I was getting a lot of heart stress. I still feel it now. Very hard to breathe in all the way. All right, so that was coming up for the masculine with the family. 1121 is the justice and the completion, so the ending of the family cycle. The center energy here is the 10 of Wands. The masculine feeling the full load of the week coming up because it's Sunday, so tomorrow's the work week again. At work, recovering from feeling, he may feel left high and dry as well. Maybe he doesn't have as many people working with him now in the split. This week at work, recovering from the injustice of it, the imbalance in a divorce or break in contract, whatever it is. Presently disconnected, broken up. The challenge being the King of Swords upright, taming the beast while imprisoned or with hostage or strong hostage or Leo in their head. Or two King of Swords here with the Queen of Cups upright and the King of Cups reversed together, ascending between them. So this couple is coming up between two different King of Swords. Or it can be the same King of Swords, but it doesn't even have to be the masculine here. It can just be another air sign. But this is where I'm also getting, there could be a King of Swords who's actually the divine feminine's masculine, who's actually coming up as the connection, as a block between them. And there's definitely Cancer energy coming up around that as well. And it can be a lawyer as well, any of those kind of energies, or a professional who's helping out. But they're upright, they're being honest, but that doesn't mean they're not a block. You know, because they're just kind of they're just very honest, and they can be very good people. It's not that they're not good people upright, it's just they're not very emotional, they're more just very blunt about things, and just about the truth and intellectualizing, very logical. So two King of Swords are coming up here with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups reversed, ascending between them. And that could be somebody's parents also. Suffering, bleeding out, and burdens for the masculine, but now the worst is over. The Emperor with negative self-talk, or a negative child, or a negative message or no message from dysfunctional family, as the 10 of Pentacles reversed family, but the 10 of Cups family is still showing up upright, which can be the sham fam, still pretending all is well. The Queen of Cups and the King of Cups reversed may be moving or traveling, dumping emotional attachments. The King of Cups reversed may be announcing. The Knight of Cups upright is offering love to the Hermit upright with the light. So this could be parents announcing that their son plans on offering love to the Hermit. The King of Swords challenge here, or excuse me, oh yeah, it is the King. So the King of Swords is coming up as the challenge for the masculine here, with the Queen of Cups who's upright and the King of Cups reversed, ascending in prison or while traveling, trapped in a car, or the King of Cups reversed is reversed because he doesn't like to fly and they have to fly to where they're going. At war and disconnect or divorce, the Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands on guard, in fear, or with bodyguard, or moving and help is coming their way. So the Queen of Pentacles is coming up separate, and that can definitely be the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands has come up before as the Queen of Pentacles reversed, as earth sign with fire. So she could have a friend who's coming in to help her, or maybe she's got a boyfriend. But it's like the Knight of Wands coming in to help the Queen of Pentacles, who could also represent the Divine Feminine. But either way, the Queen of Pentacles is upright, along with the help of the Knight of Wands to move. But there's also the Five of Swords, so this is someone in fear and feeling they need protection. The Queen of Pentacles may be taking a short trip or move, and the Queen of Cups and King of Cups reversed is making a big move, requiring strength and more difficult. So it's like parents are moving away from their children, which is very much what happened with my family. My parents moved across the country from us when my dad retired. So something like that was coming up. Like, you know, leaving the burdens of all their kids behind so they don't have to feel obligated to anyone, you know, now that their children were grown. The King of Swords could be just an air sign divine masculine himself, just being in his truth is the challenge, Or the King of Swords, Cancer person, King of Cups reversed, because that could be the same person, with the Queen of Pentacles passionately rushing in and her guarded. The Knight of Wands is present and her in disconnect in a divorce or unfair situation at work. The worst is over with her father's negativity and draining Divine Masculine's family finances, his parents moving to get away from them. So that could be, again, the Montagues and the Capulets. Like the in-laws never got along, and here's one family's parents like moving far away so they never have to deal with them again. Or the parents moving to freedom away from their kids and their kids' burdens. Or a strong entrapment where the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands reversed are actually trying to make a getaway and got caught before they leave town. And it doesn't have to be something illegal, but it can be. So it can be they're caught by the people they were trying to run away from, right? So, and they didn't want to give them any time, but they may have gotten caught before they left town. So 11, so someone might be going to prison because they got caught, or just feel in prison because now they have to spend some time with these people before they leave. So 1140 is the Justice card and the Page of Cups, which is all about justice and innocent love, you know, new love, puppy love, or an innocent child, getting justice for a child. And still a lot of heart stress here. Now for the masculine, the energy in the present moment was the Nine of Swords. Stressed out despite the fact that the worst is over. Maybe the masculine's not sure if the Hermit will illuminate a deception of the King of Pentacles reversed, so his own deception. So he's coming up here as the King of Pentacles reversed, but when I was clarifying who the characters were, he was definitely coming up as the King of Pentacles upright. So he may be worried that the feminine may illuminate any deception that he had towards her, or just in his life in general, that he didn't want other people to know about, of falling from the family tree, reaping rewards to choose a new path, financially drained or powerless or dependent with moderate income and needing to save now, suffering in silence about reaping rewards by manipulating, greed and insecurities, about offering love to one who may ignore them like he did, in fear that he is not enough, not worthy of love, that his worth is based on how much money he has, yet stressed out and stuck in emotions without peace, avoiding jealousy issues, or in the aftermath of big explosive jealousy of the Emperor with the Divine Masculine, or someone who's double Scorpio or double Aries, which could be very vengeful energy, falling on face in front of Leo or in front of everyone, or falling from grace, lacking faith, falling from his ivory tower in front of the kids, or exposed to the sovereign, afraid to make a fool of himself in front of the Divine Feminine by proposing, and if she doesn't accept because he cast her aside as a backup plan, avoiding, being stubborn, refusing to move or work, and losing family money or living with parents over loss and regret, guilt and shame of the sovereign, weighing heavy on his head. While the family looks all perfect and happy, the karmic is all business with their mask on, dumping attachments at work, no more traveling with her parents, obsessed with the King of Cups reversed, cutting cords or hair obsession. So she could have been, like her parents were close by, or his parents were close by, and maybe they used to get to travel with them all the time because they have a lot of money. And now that they're moving, the karmic won't get those perks anymore, or because of the divorce, she won't get those perks anymore. Or it could be her own parents who are the ones moving. Sagittarius, female drinker. So here again, cutting cords. No more traveling with parents, obsessed with the King of Cups reversed. So again, that could be someone's father. Maybe the karmic loves the masculine's father, or vice versa. But cutting cords or a hair obsession. Sagittarius, female drinker, potion maker. Fighting, spying, plotting, drinking, conflicted, competing the Hermit for the Knight of Cups love. So that can be the karmic trying to compete with the Divine Feminine. And it also can be a child in there, you know, who's trying to compete for their father's love. Or the karmic taking obsession for hair cutting, potion making, drinks, and spying or sex, and making a business out of it. Or the karmic is always fighting with obsessed teen and boys, or that child actually knows that they're a twin, like the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, the Knight of Cups and the Hermit. And now that child's been going through this. So soon for the masculine is the Four of Wands upright, the home and or union of the two flames. The Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue or holding back announcements, while the Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed may be verbally abusive to each other at home while getting rid of stuff, especially if they're having a yard sale or estate sale. Looks like the King of Swords is good, he's upright. It's the Queen of Swords reversed who's freaking out or biting, trying to tame the beast with their world upside down, or seal Divine Feminine strong in another world. So again, with the karmic coming up here, these could be siblings coming in to help. So the two King of Swords could actually be two brothers of the karmic, or two brothers of the Divine Masculine, or two brothers of the Divine Feminine, whatever the energetically it is. Definitely one of the King of Swords is coming up as a Cancer, which could be the King of Cups reversed, or it could be a son or related to the King of Cups reversed for sure. But this King of Swords is coming up as the connection between them, and then with the Queen of Swords reversed, who's giving them a hard time at the house while they're dumping attachments. The Divine Masculine is home stuck without peace, imbalance, inequity, and debt, offering new love to the home or to the union. The Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine being strong around others losing their cool. The Divine Masculine is seeing himself as the Three of Wands upright, present to the offer of a big love. Him feeling no option but the union, because he's unhappy alone, dancing in his high vibration, showing off his high vibration, and yet he's been giving his low vibration to offer anything as far as love to the feminine. He feels like he's lowballing, that his offer is not worthy of hers due to thinking money is his worth, but not understanding that love is love, and that's the 1208. So I went from 1207 to 1208, the Chariot to the Strength card, right? Making a big, bold move or travel to be strong, and then going to the 9 of the Hermit, being wise. And then the 12 is the Hangman, hanging out and seeing a new perspective when you need to. He's been showing the world one thing of a high vibration and offering a low vibration to his twin, who's been offering big love. Not sure he can love like that, but present to only one flame. Let go of control issues comes up, calling in your soulmate, and then heart-to-heart conversations. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he's seen, is the 10 of Cups, expressing feelings, exchanging energy with the Devil and or Capricorn, and the so-called happy family, the Ball and Chain. The Devil waving to fans, coming clean about the worst over of a painful ending with the Sham Fam. Capricorn amidst energetic arrows of love, and happy family on the other side, clearing blocks, the Divine Masculine, of recovering back into the group after exile in a cold place and no peace. So like, why would you go back there again, which they may have done multiple times before. Healing and shining their light with help from the Divine Feminine connection, and along with rest and relaxation, disconnected from the King of Wands reversed. All right, so either the masculine needs to disconnect from the King of Wands reversed, or he is the King of Wands reversed and needs to disconnect from that negativity, the bad temper, the losing of the patience. So that also can be Leo energy, Pisces, Aquarius. Leo, Pisces, and Aquarius come up here possibly as a group and disconnect with the King of Wands reversed, with the King of Wands reversed turning his back on them. Leo, ego, holding their tongue. The Divine Feminine, strong, holding tight, floating in another world. Time out comes up, and even more so for the masculine today, is spirituality. And this was at 1219, the Hangman of wisdom and the Sun of full energy. And as soon as I wrote spirituality, I heard an owl hooting, which I never hear owls hooting. I heard an owl hooting in the middle of the day. And then I started hearing other energies. I heard shaman music. Yeah, this comes up right at 1221. So after I hear the owl hoot, and I wasn't sure if it was an owl or not, so I listened again and I heard it hoot again. The Knight of Cups comes in to offer love to correct the injustice of it all. The Page of Cups cracks their heart open wide, and then I was hearing the flute playing, like, shaman music at 1221. Shaman stuff, and then I walked outside to see, and there was across behind the woods right across the street from me, there's another neighborhood there where they're obviously having a party outside, but I'm hearing that kind of music. And then I was hearing women singing, but it was very shamanistic type music and flute playing. Like, like you're hearing a tribe nearby. But at that 1221, which is that magical number, the end of karma, a car raced north, and then it went to 1222, where the birds started chirping. And it sounded like that house party in the neighborhood across the woods. The Page of Cups expanding patience for those with obsessions, drinking issues, detachment issues, and needing to match things exactly as far as give and receiving, love versus light. It's the masculine saying, well, how do you measure love versus light or money versus light, right? So they're trying to be real logical about this, but it's never exact. That's not the point. It's about giving and receiving, doing both. The King of Cups reversed and the King of Swords both may be announcing or making a speech. The King of Swords dealing with ascension, and the King of Cups reversed dealing with the emotional detachment part. Some kind of talk here. The inequity of the Knight of Cups, possibly with debt, offering love to the Hermit with light and abundance and big love, so having all that. The patient Sagittarius, or the children of the Divine Masculine, present to the burden they carry regarding the Queen of Wands, or their mother. The fighting, the competing with the Hermit. All right, so she may be not in person, but she may have been competing with the Divine Feminine the whole time, trying to be better than that, to win the Divine Masculine, when it's not a game about winning them. It's just, what is the connection. So presently expressing feelings back and forth, energetically present to hard work, the kids feeling like they're banging, and the masculine about feeling like they're banging their head on the walls regarding the Queen of Wands, and the Divine Masculine's heart being in the bat cave, now opening up as the King of Wands reversed shaman, or to the King of Wands reversed shaman, with negative self-talk, or the Page of Swords reversed, or just opening up more to children from a heart space, the burden that he feels with the Queen of Wands, their mother. Imprisoned or in his head, anxious, but healing and needing to forgive the Emperor, which can be his father, her father, a grandparent, an uncle, a boss, whoever it is, working to align, and it could be himself too, that his power trip, working to align and uninspired to fight or play games and feeling frustrated. Clearly been sending a negative message in breakup or lack of affection, suffering in silence as a patient angel. Clearly a prisoner of angelic lovers, the Emperor fighting negative self-talk and suffering in silence, and now taking things one step at a time. And this was at 1238, which is the Hangman and the Queen of Cups. Detaching, unable to work due to energies and energetic attacks from the Empress reversed, which can be a mother, mother-in-law, or the karmic in lack, or a boss. Presently with happy family, the Queen of Wands burdened by the King of Swords, their home or union, in exile, suffering in silence with an innocent heart, coming up as the masculine. But she may feel like she's suffering in silence now because she's just starting the journey. Expressing feelings from the Divine Masculine's heart, the bat cave opening, but tired and weak with negative self-talk, negative messages or no messages, or spying. So there may be no affection here with the Queen of Swords reversed in a bold move without option to ground and integrate emotional detachments, letting go of what no longer serves. The Queen of Wands may be one of those things, and to be moderate. To be moderate about money. So the Queen of Wands, where before she would spend whatever she wanted and would just make the Divine Masculine work harder to make more money. Now, because they're splitting up, she has to be moderate with her money. The Empress reversed, burdened, suffering in silence, challenged by the King of Swords being in his truth now. Present to union of the two flames, keeping the home fires burning, saying goodbye to family who exiled him, or the Divine Feminine, which doesn't really matter because they're both the same. And now he's opening his heart fully to new love and expressing his heart to his children with patience, taking one step at a time. All right. So that was a very revealing read. I have all the 12 cards out for you guys already, so we can do this more quickly. I will show you the cards that are out from this read, and then we'll get right to the 12 cards of the Zodiac. All right, so the underlying energy here is the Seven of Cups, Queen of Wands in the recent past. The Abundance card, which is like the Empress here, with the clarifiers there. You have the Death card reversed, and then underneath here, let's see, the Page of Cups is there, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and then that Eight of Cups walking away is upright. Reversed. All right, the central energy is the Ten of Flames, upright. The other underlying energies here. And here crowning is the Nine of Swords or Orbs. And I forgot to show you the challenge position, the Master of Orbs, but he's upright in his truth. And then we bridge across here to the Four of Flames, the Four of Wands, the near future position. The masculine seeing himself as the Three of Wands or Flames. And around him, the Ten of Cups, upright. The challenges, the Five of Pentacles or crystals here, which is reversed. You know, wanting to come back into the fold again. And then we have the Page of Cups here, upright with an open heart. Above that is the Eight of Wands, and then the Four of Wands, and then the King of Wands reversed. And then that top card is the Page of Swords reversed. And then we end up there on the Angel there with the Temperance card. All right, so we have I put all the cards out. I haven't looked at them yet, but we have the underlying energies up top there. The first column is fire, then earth, then air, then water. And then we have the first bunch there is Aries going across all the way to Pisces there, all the way to the right. And then we have closing cards as well, so I'll get to them when we get there. All right. And I'm also going to clarify with the mini deck here. Let me just take a sip of water real quick. All right, so we have all 12 signs here. The underlying energy here started with the King of Cups upright here. So we have that unconditional love, can be a water sign male as well. Fifth card down, and then going to the Four of Wands reversed, the Knight of Cups reversed, the Queen of Cups reversed, and then the Magician reversed. Now they're all reversed up there, but once we get down to here, I have an idea after this read that they all flip around after the full moon, and with those four cards all flipped around, it's literally union. That's the masculine and feminine. I mean, literally, this is my soul number, this is my masculine soul number. Union and Magician embodiment. So as soon as they all flip over, you have union. Okay. All right. So, and for some reason, I need to just pick up my stone, which is I'm just blanking out on the name. What is this? I know it, but I just can't think of it right now. For those of you who don't know me very well, I was hit by a car when I was jogging, so my brain's fine, but it just doesn't work as well as it used to. I was already menopausal when I got hit by the car, so it's worse than it used to be. So I have a lot of trouble sometimes retrieving words. Okay. So we have this unconditional love here. We have the instability with the Four of Wands reversed, but that can just be going to visit somebody else. That comes up for me when I go to travel to stay with friends at their house, like my daughter or a friend, that kind of thing. And then we have with the, and I'm getting connection there. The Knight of Cups reversed can definitely be jealousy and sincerity, a refusal to give or be love, and can also just be feeling rejected. But facing the Queen of Cups reversed, which can have the same attributes. They're both cups. But hers is more of a manipulative energy because it's more feminine. It's more about crying and emotionally manipulating the other. And then we have the Magician reverse, which is insecurities and major manipulation. So there's a lot of manipulation energy there that can happen if you let it. Or if you just recognize your own securities and bring up those wounds to deal with them. Okay? So it's about being at home and, you know, dealing with the issues. Dealing with your insecurities. That can definitely be when you come into union, needing to deal with your insecurities about each other because you don't really know each other very well yet. But it's all about the King of Cups. You see you have 3 cups here. And the read ends up on the Page of Cups. So it's all about the beautiful love energy here today. So we start with the Aries. Aries has 2 of Swords, the Message, and the Hangman. So take a deep breath, you guys. So this is, for me, is about gaining clarity, right? Get all the information coming in clearly. There is a message. The message was of love, probably sealed with a kiss. Or this is just the information that just came in to clarify whatever you needed to know. Being wise, hanging out, seeing multiple sides of the situation to see what comes of it. Because there are insecurities and manipulations involved with the magician above all the fire signs, okay? So when people are insecure, they naturally become manipulative because they want things to change. They feel uncomfortable inside their body, so they want to use their will to change the way they feel as opposed to going into the feelings and letting the wounds come up. So let's see what's coming up for Aries. All right, so Aries has the Empress upright and the Three of Swords. This is definitely a separation or heartbreak. This could be going through some heart surgery or just hurt feelings, or it could just be raining outside. She's upright, so she's okay. Or she's pretending that she's fine because she's the Empress and doesn't want anyone to see her pain. Okay? So this is someone too. She may not be. She may be pretending in front of the children that all is well. Or she's separate from the children. Actually, she's coming up in the read as wanting to be separate from the children. Or this is the mother who got stuck with the kids and isn't that happy about it. Okay? The Aries. They're hanging out. They got a message. So the Aries might have been the one who got the message and needs to hang out alone for different perspectives. So they got this mother to take care of the kids. Because the Aries person's feeling insecure right now, okay? So this could be the mother of the Divine Masculine, okay? So this could be a Leo also. This could be their partner and they're separated and split. Or this is the masculine and this is the mother and they're having issues too. But they all seem to be upright, you see here. And yet there's this card in between them. They're taught not to show their true feelings, especially in front of the children. Okay, so they're showing their uprightness, but are they being honest? I don't know. I mean, obviously there's some things that are appropriate and not appropriate depending on the child's age. But that's what's coming up. Everything being exposed. And this could be Aries masculine here exposing everything with the children and his mother or the karmic, telling them everything. Or just hanging out with the mother and the kids. Or maybe his mother has heart issues, so him and his kids have gone to visit the grandmother to go hang out. But there's a message about clarity here for Aries. So it's all about this message where the information came in. Now everything's clear. Now it's time to just hang out and sit back and see the different perspectives you see in the situation and get rid of all the insecurities and manipulations that have occurred in the situation. So Leo has the Six of Wands reversed along with the Privileged Lady. This is the one who's losing her lifestyle, okay? The swiftness. Here's the Eight of Wands reversed and the Six of Wands reversed. You know, that's not good energy. She's expecting what she's expecting. She's the Privileged Lady, and now she feels like a failure, or she's hiding under the radar because she's not getting attention that she's used to getting. And this is the Eight of Wands reversed, which is either delays, communications, trips canceled or held back, or really negative, energetic back and forth communication. Okay? Because upright, this would be the arrows of love. This is the opposite of that. So there's a lot of insecurities there coming up for the Privileged Lady. Let's see what's coming up for Leo other than that. Or it could be a Divine Feminine too, who's not feeling her energetic exchange or getting any communications and not getting any attention, feeling and doing things under the radar. This is for Leo, showing their high vibration, you know, pretending everything's fine, but giving their low vibration and then tripping up, lacking faith, falling on their face, like falling from grace. And this is about arrogance or lack of satisfaction. Like, because they didn't give the high energy to what they should have, because they lacked faith, they gave this, oh, I'll just give a little energy to this. That's what caused them to fall on their face in front of everyone and cause their own unhappiness. Because they didn't give the high energy to what they really loved. They gave the low energy as an afterthought, say, oh, maybe I'll deal with that one day. But that's what caused them to trip up and fall and go into true unhappiness, lack of satisfaction. So this is Leo. And there's the Leo. This is ego death. That you have to fall into ego death in order to rebuild in the dark night of the soul. Right? The low vibration has to go. That's the ego death process here. To raise your vibration to help keep it up as much as you can. So there may be a Leo who's definitely been in their dark night or starting to go through it and needing the help of the family to support them because they can't function. Okay. Or they don't have, or need to move in after a divorce because they don't have as much as they used to. They can't live on their own with what they have. But there's definitely insecurities and manipulation for all the fire signs. So Sagittarius has the Star card, so loss of hope, depression, bad health. And their bad health may just be from depression or the Ascension symptoms. And then Ace of Swords is the truth out. So someone might be depressed because the truth came out. And they can't get out of bed. They're feeling insecure, manipulative. So Sagittarius, why do we have all of these cards here? So for Sagittarius, it's all about the home is fine, but the family's ended. So the truth came out. There is victory here, but someone having trouble dealing with the changes. They're feeling insecure and manipulative. So, and it all has to do with the family ending and settling out, learning how to share. Okay. Maybe getting to keep the house, but losing the kids. All right. So learning how to share to, equal distribution. And this is about letting go. Like, again, this is the yard sale or the estate sale, letting go of everything that no longer serves you. Just getting rid of all the crap, all the stuff. Okay. And finding peace. Okay. So it's definitely some kind of splitting up or absolutely a yard or estate sale at home. That's Sagittarius. All right. And some says somebody might have a really good salesman at the yard sale, the estate sale. I'm the man for your job. Finding peace with the devil. And a divorce. Okay, so that's Sagittarius. And this is for the good. Even though there's a lot of insecurities, manipulation, it's all divine timing. It happened for a reason. It's like to knock the masculine down off his high horse in order to build him back up so then he can resonate with his twin and actually be his true self. And here's the masculine and the feminine. This is the sealed divine feminine, but both reversed coming into their inner child. Okay, without fighting. No fighting, only resonating, connecting. Okay? So that's Sagittarius, and then we have Taurus. All of the earth signs have the Queen of Cups reversed. All right, so they could just be feeling sad or over-emotional or manipulative and rejected. So this is the wounded warrior. So definitely Taurus is in victim mentality with the changes going on, like not refusing to give up. They don't want to give up the changes because they liked it the way it was, and here's that Queen of Cups reversed. So it's exactly what's up top. So they're trying to manipulate by staying in this energy. They don't like the change. Let's see what comes up for Taurus. And we have the King of Cups up right here. I think a card flipped over in here. I'm not sure. Did it flip over? I guess not. I don't see it there. Nope. Okay. So with the Queen of Cups up right there, we have the King of Cups up right here, which was the opposite in the read today. So let's see what comes up with the earth signs in this, the King of Cups. Taurus. Okay. So awakening to an offer of love. And this is someone who's frustrated or uninspired. These could be two children too. Or just a friend a friend. Can be a masculine, and they're awakening, offering love, but not to come back together. It's like offering love no matter what to everyone, to the ex and the children. So the children might be living together, or this could be the ex's new boyfriend who's younger than them, who acts like a child. But in the awakening, this can be anyone awakened, the masculine or the feminine, or anyone else offering love no matter what, even though they feel like they know that they don't deserve it, maybe. All right? And they're walking away. These two are walking away within. They need to do work, all right? So whereas this is someone who's advanced in the process, this one may be just starting the process, walking away, may need to go live with the Emperor reversed and come together with them to receive some love from their parents. But I don't know if it's going to be love or not, because there's definitely impatience here. I knew with the Emperor reversed, that wasn't good. Do I really have to go live with my father again? So they may not want to. They may feel defenseless to those energies. So, you know, we have the Page of Cups here, which is the top of the air signs. So it's like an air sign coming into the Taurus. This person's awakened, and she's not. Okay? And that can be a kid or a boyfriend. Or this can be one kid saying, "I love you, but I'm staying here. I'm not going to live with you," even though they got them in the custody agreement. They may be old enough to decide where they want to go. So now they have to go without this one. All right, but they're going to live with the father. All right, this is 5 of Cups. This is for Virgo. 5 of Cups reverse, which is getting over yourself, getting over the loss, letting go of the third baton to either finish the race or start over. There is definitely a concern here with this masculine, and then we have the Priestess, which is reversed. So this is with the secret out. This person has a lot of concern about this secret coming out, or secret passion, or they haven't been using their intuition, and that's why they're worried. Because if you're concerned, you're not connecting with your higher self, because that's fear. Okay? Or maybe he's just worried that the divine feminine is over him. All right? So let's see what comes up with Virgo, because the Queen of Cups is reversed up there. So maybe he thinks that she's done. Oh, there's that card that was flipped over. It's the Two of Wands upright, choosing left, the divine feminine. Now that all the information's in, they are clear on their decision. They are choosing the divine feminine in the aftermath of disaster, sudden events, epiphanies, whatever it is. Negative self-talk, no messages, ignoring, is now coming out on the other end, okay? With the passion, even all of this, there's still passion offered. It's like this passion was offered, and now the divine masculine is taking a hold of it. He's now choosing it. There you go. There you go. See, that's the feminine side, and this is the masculine side. The masculine's made a decision to choose the divine feminine. And she's been offering this love and passion the whole time. So, the man of concern, it's either the masculine concern, will she accept me back? Or it's a man on the feminine or masculine side who's concerned about this guy coming into her life. Or vice versa. All right, so Capricorn, 8 of Wands reversed, the gift and the gain. So they may not be expressing feelings, holding their feelings back. This could be delays, but there's a big gift and abundance here. This is the single person, the sovereign, with everything they need, and there's a gift here. So whether they're getting the gift or they're giving the gift, I don't know, but it's Capricorn, and the Queen of Cups is reversed, so I assume that she's getting the gift because this person's presenting. So Capricorn may be giving the Queen of Cups reversed a gift. This, for me, is about overworking, but then they're done. Once they've done aligning, they don't have to overwork anymore because they're finished. In the awakening, they've gone through the process, and now they're ready to offer love. This is for Capricorn. And again, it goes into the Taurus energy. So they're offering love to the family first, for them to walk away, say goodbye, go stay with the parents, and come together with love from their family, except there's a lot of impatience and could be some abusive energy there, feeling defenseless to that, okay? And it could be both ways. Maybe the Emperor is reversed because he doesn't want her to come live with him because he knows how abusive she is. That could be that too. So Capricorn, it's definitely some kind of gift of an offer from a masculine to a feminine. Really beautiful. There's a lot of masculines coming forward here. So now we have the air signs with the Knight of Cups reversed. The Empress reversed, sudden wealth, this is Gemini, and the Hermit. So this could be a passing of a mother. So they inherit as the Hermit. There may be some jealousy here and sincerity, refusal to give or offer love. So there may be issues between these two, but there is an inheritance here. And wanting to be wise with it. Yeah. Or if this person hasn't passed, I mean, they could have had sudden wealth in another way, but now is this person, whoever has the sudden wealth, if they're both alive, are they actually going to share it? There may be some jealousy there. So we have Taurus and Virgo energies there, the Hermit and the Empress. Okay. There may definitely some jealousy over money there. All right, so for Libra, we have the King of Pentacles, which was what I told you came up as the Divine Masculine today, with distant horizons, but remember in this card there's no water here, so he needs to connect with his heart space, and then there is prudence here. So this is about understanding tradition, about the family tree, that everything has its place and balance. You notice the flowers are magenta. So this is the Eight of Discs or Pentacles, so it's very much about having a balanced work life, a balanced way of spending money. That you may have big dreams, but if you don't have the water to float your boat on, you can't float your boat. He's being very practical. This is going to a more conservative energy here. They're anchoring down. Could be creating his own tree. He's going into business for himself. You see? So maybe he doesn't want all those emotions. Maybe what he was dealing with, those constant emotions, a lot of feminine energy around him. So he wants to get rid of all those emotions for now and create his own tree where there's more peace and quiet. So let's see what comes up for that. There's definitely maybe some jealousy around that because he's leaving people who may have depended on him before. Okay. So this is definitely divine timing. It's meant to be someone schooling the goose who's insecure and manipulative. So again, comes up the masculine and feminine. This is, for me, is always the sealed divine feminine in another world. And here's the masculine, not sure how to use his tools yet, but the twins coming together in divine timing. So it's coming up for Libra. Not fighting, coming together and seeing eye to eye. There's another union coming up here. A lot of beautiful energies here. So you never know with these cards, even though they look negative, it doesn't mean they are. Aquarius. Five of Wands, despair, and this is the wild card. For me, anyway. I don't even know what this card is supposed to mean, but for me, it's wild card. I mean, I understand the symbol, but there's no definition that I could find. I'm sure there is. I just didn't look very hard. The Five of Wands on a quest for a job, not hiring. And they may have a dog with them, too, they have to take care of, literally. But the wild card, they don't know what's coming, but they got the wild card, which is great, you know. You can make this whatever card you want it to be. So he may just feel down and out with the Knight of Cups reversed, not giving or receiving love, because he feels like he's got nothing to offer. And he needs to know that he always has something to offer, just being him. Okay? Just being him. And I'm getting major connection. This is about your gold coin. You have your gold coin. Don't live in the past. This is the offer of a big new life. Looking back, thinking about going back, or just living in the past, and yet you have this beautiful new life right in front of you. You just don't see it because you're worried about getting a job. Okay? How can I have this if I don't have this? So he doesn't see it yet. It's coming. It's great. Okay? But the King of Swords is reversed here. Do you really want this job, working with this person and this person? I don't know. Is that what resonates with you? You want to go back? This is going back. He's thinking about going back to this. Why would you want to work? Maybe the work is good, but why would you want to work with these three people you do not even like? All right? They're all reversed. Why would you want that? You have this. And it's not these. This is not this. This is a beautiful new life. This is not that beautiful new life. That's torture. All right? Look at all that negative energy. You want to go back to work that you love with people that you don't? King of Swords reversed. King of Pentacles reversed. The Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed. All right? Do we need to go on? The Judgment reversed. This is awful. If you're considering going back, no. No. Look at that. It's terrible. And then maybe she's upright, but she's the Empress. She's going to boss you around. So that's a no. This is for Aquarius. Don't go back. All right. Watch her. Four of Wands reversed. Knight of Wands reversed. The Thief and Change reversed, which is like the Two of Discs, like the Juggler. It's a little different here. It's like the Eight. You know, it's that same flow, whether you're upright or reversed. So this definitely could be a player because we have the Thief here. But they may have fallen short. Maybe someone just fell short or got caught. Maybe tripped up. Now had to drop the facade. Breaking patterns. I don't see jail here, but there's a 4. They may be on house arrest. Could be a kid who's on house arrest as well. Someone messed up. Or they're just short on energy, but there's thief energy here. The 24 is the Queen of Wands. So let's see what else is coming up for Cancer. What happened? King of Cups comes up. It's the Cancer energy. So breaking patterns. So the Knight of Wands reversed. Maybe they're falling short on energy. I mean, there's positive energy. This is clinging. All right, and this is victim mentality. Somebody got kicked out in the cold or feels like they did. So, and this could have to do with trying to bring in union, like the masculine and the feminine, but there's still a little bit of clinginess and victim energy there. And that's the only thing that's blocking you. Just the feminine feeling like he put her in exile, he excluded her. But this is really them together out in the cold, them both. I mean, if you're feeling it, they're feeling it as well. Both of you feeling left out in the cold from the establishment, whatever that is. Can be church, work, group, neighborhood. Somebody injured and being discharged from the hospital, so unable to walk very well. This is like, could be after death, or maybe a near-death experience and getting discharged from the hospital. Just need to clear those energies before these two can then come together, like that. Okay? It could be children as well, needing to let go of the burden. So if they went through a big hospitalization or something themselves or with people in their family, they're just kind of wrapping those things up to let go of all those energies of other people even clinging to them. Because these two are upright. They're really in positive energy. All right? So after that, then making that bold move to go forward. But there may be some vulnerability here, okay? So again, that's the Four of Wands in general is instability, but it also can be moving from the house or traveling to another person's house or ending a marriage, ending a party. And maybe this person it could be a child who's going to have a big party or something, and it got canceled because they ended up going to the hospital. Maybe somebody got hurt. Someone choosing a new path, though. It may have been a blessing in disguise if they missed out on something they really wanted to do, but it ended up maybe changing their whole way of viewing things. So that's for Cancer. Okay, so maybe they don't want, they had so much stolen from them already as far as energy. They don't want to live another day in that energy. So they're allowing, there's no change here in dropping the facade, but it's like having to learn a lesson first and having that instability to realize what you really want. All right, and then we have Scorpio with the Knight of Swords reversed, the Journey, and the Moon. All right, this can be holding your tongue, holding back an announcement, or it can be verbal abuse for sure. But they're keeping quiet about a journey they're going to take. And it has to do with the full moon. Maybe they're just holding back any words because they don't want to deal with the energies of the full moon. They're waiting until after the full moon to take a trip. Because they don't want to deal with those energies during the trip because it can cause delays and problems like that. They could be going to stay with somebody else. Scorpio. What's up, Scorpio? Holding back an announcement. What you holding back there? Okay. So Scorpio, this is delays in travel or communications. There may be an opportunity, but they're still in need of the opportunity. Maybe there's no communication yet, so they don't know if they have it or not. May feel imprisoned in their mind, waiting to know because of delayed communications or travel. This could be a poor student too, someone who never learns. They keep going back in their head about a split, divide, lies, and needing to cut through the crap and get out of their head and rise above. Get some rest. Maybe they're not sleeping. They just need to rest. Okay. Maybe this feel insecure, not feeling like they have what it takes to manifest something. But this is about the surrender, which is good. So Scorpio will surrender. Surrender to the love, and then the love will come in. And then you can ground and integrate the offer and see if it's what you really want. And then get back to business. So Scorpio, it's just about getting out of your head. Don't worry about the delays or waiting. Stop focusing on that. Focus on whatever's working for you right now. Okay? And then we have Pisces again. This was the Scorpio too. Pisces and Scorpio have been running side by side. Marriage, and then Strength card reversed. So again, this is this is like the Wounded Warrior card, except it's called Strength in this deck. So it's like the surrender, because reversed. So surrendering. This is staying balanced, but it's also performance. And this is about surrendering. Either surrendering to the marriage or surrendering to leave the marriage. Whatever the falseness of it was. You know, trying to keep you from seeing all the crappiness back here. Or juggling all the stuff around your life to clear the way for a marriage to happen so that you can surrender. So let's see. It could be ending a marriage too, because we have the Four of Wands up top there. It's either moving or ending the marriage. So you can be moving and going into a new marriage, or ending a marriage, or a big party, or canceling a wedding. All right, so here is Pisces. This is feeling weak or needing the courage to have abundance, ego death, or there's a Leo interfering, out of control, but the family's good and solid. It's like this is the parents, you know, they have a lot of money, but you have to be more practical. The Leo can't have what they want anymore. This could be that privileged child, right? It came up in Leo here. This is the privileged woman who's mad because they can't get everything they want anymore. They have to work on a budget. They need to implement their own plan on how to go forward. Post-war, to stop being to have the war within is fear. To get out of the fear and apologize to those who need to be apologized to, including the Queen of Cups. So Pisces needs an apology. This is probably Pisces or somebody else. Or Pisces has Leo in their energy, but this person, there's a need to apologize to this person because this person's been going through a lot of suffering. All right, so fess up. They're mad because they're not getting the money from the family. They're giving them a little bit, but not a lot. But enough to manifest something for themselves so that they can do, it's like the family giving the Leo a little something to help him come forward with this person, if it's a relationship, or if they just need to apologize because this person's been suffering a lot, unable to work because of the suffering, disabled, all right, because of Taurus energy. Or this person being stubborn Taurus, or disabled, or not refusing to work or move on it. So they need to apologize to the Pisces. And come out and offer new life. All right, so that's for Pisces. We end up with the bottom of the deck being the Nine of Cups reversed, which can be unhappiness with self, but it also can be once you've achieved this, now you're good by yourself, but you don't want to be, and you don't want to be alone. You want to be with somebody else. But this is tripping up, falling on your face, falling from grace, lacking faith. It could be arrogance as well, in refusal to break your patterns. And now it's time out to ground and integrate an offer of love, right? This is where they lowball the offer. That offer is lowballing. It's money instead of love. No, 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 no. And here's the surrender. So there's a surrender here. But feeling like this is just in general for everyone, allowing yourself to fall so that you can rise together and rise in your own knowing, your own authenticity. The other underlying energies here were from this deck, the Queen of Discs reversed, so it's the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the man thinking about the woman, so it's very much about the masculine thinking about the feminine. And then here's like the karmic then becomes the third party, because they're the Queen of Discs reversed, which is also the Queen of Wands many of the times. So it doesn't have to be a fire sign. I'm not dissing fire signs. I have Leo in my chart for sure. So, all right, so this is for everybody. So this is the lack of abundance, the Empress that was reversed. So it can be the Dark Mother energy, or just someone who's ill or having a hard time, miscarriage, abortion, all that kind of stuff. Or it's just lack consciousness, victim consciousness. Then we have the Prince of Discs reversed, which is like a page reversed, of Pentacles. So it's that opportunist or the kid who needs a hand up, who needs help to learn. And here's the wheel. And all in divine timing is the Nine of Swords comes in. The suffering and silence comes in for a reason. Okay? Or the fortune comes in and then comes the pain. And this is the Strength card. It's called Lust in this deck, though. And it's the 11 as opposed to the 8. So sometimes they're switched around this way. But this is about being really weak in lust and suffering the consequences. And this is the Angel. So then we come out, though, with the patience and the balance, you know, of the two people or the two characters who have nothing, they're nothing alike, but yet they can find a way to get along. And then we have Love with the Two of Cups. So this is so cute, them finally seeing eye to eye. Okay, and this is using creation art. Okay, so if you have frustration, this is, you know, with the page reversed, a student who never learns because they're in lack mentality, who finally gets a fortune, maybe inherits some money, and then they go into pain, cruelty, because even though they have all this, they don't have the person they want to share it with. It's about learning about lust and pain and how you find your way on your own, so then you can come together when you're both all cleaned up and ready to go, so that you can be in love. All right, then we have the Kipper deck here. So we had the occupation of high honor, and possibly at home, or maybe retired. This could definitely be retirement, or that it's very high honor to be able to work at home. Okay, it's all about the house here, or retirement. But then there's a message of concern and having to do with a wealthy man and their child. So he could be a much older man too. It's just about the wealthy man. So again, this can represent the karmic who's privileged with the wealthy father, but maybe the father's not allowing her to, you know, have an open credit card anymore, or whatever it is. Maybe she needs to think about starting work from home, or somebody else retired, or the parents retired, so they can't support her anymore in the way she's accustomed. Okay, or there's just some kind of message of concern regarding someone's little girl. Will there be somebody there to take, will somebody be home to take care of them? It's all around the house. Or will his little girl be able to take care of that house that she, she's never had to work for before? So those kind of energies are coming up. Then for the Rider-Waite, we have the end. This is the painful ending, betrayal. Can be back pain too, just getting treatments for back pain. And that's that suffering in silence, chronically, over and over and over again. Unhappy with self, learning how to stand on your own 2 feet. And the Hermit, shedding light so that you can see what it is. This is for everybody. And then exposing all. So when you expose all, the truth shall set you free. Letting go of all your preconceived notions and your insecurities and your wounding through divine timing and through ascension. You get your full energy, your childlike self back again. Maybe a little bit of schooling the goose, a few boundaries there. But overall, a big move or travel, ascending. This is really beautiful energy going forward. Okay, guys. All right. Drink your water, get your rest. Be joy. Get out there and commune with nature. And just have fun. Rise and be loved, guys. Have an amazing day. We're just going through the full moon now. Bye.